Hello guys, I welcome you back to JN Graphic tutorial. In this session of tutorial, we are going to develop a standard church flyer. But before then, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, I just want you to subscribe to JN Graphic for more amazing graphic design tutorial. So first of all, I'll go to my Photoshop and then I'll head on to new file. I'll make sure that the width of the flyer is 1100. The height of the flyer is 1100, and I will leave the resolution to be 300. The color mode will be RGB color because it is going to be a social media flyer. So let's give it a title. So I can type something like church flyer. So let's head on and create our document. So guys, this is the background that we are going to work on for our today's session of tutorial church flyer. So first of all, I just want to go to my view and go to my guys and go to my guide layout. So I just want to apply this so that I will know that everything that I'm doing is just in alignment. So first of all, I will start importing my resources and create something beautiful with my background. So first of all, let us go to this panel and go to our solid color. So I just want to use a solid color of a code FF small FFF 3E9. So this is the background that I just want to, a solid background that I just want to create. So after I'm done with that, I will start importing my resources. So I'll go to file and go to my place link and go to my file. So guys, these are the files that we are going to use to create our beautiful church flyer. So first of all, I'm going to place a link like this. So I'll make sure that I push this a little bit downwards, and I make sure that it takes the entire down part of the flyer, like something like this. So after I'm done with this, I will just click on it and change the blending option to something called subtract. So this is what actually I just want to create. So I will just select it, go to my brush, and I'll make sure that the hardness of the brush is 0% and the size is about 495, and I will go on and rasterize it. Then I just clean it so that it will just blend with the background, something like this. It's nice and beautiful. So I can go on and expand it a little bit like this so that you just get a perfect match with the background. So after I'm done with this, I will go on to my file once again, to my place link. Then I'm going to bring something like this, very nice and beautiful. So I will just select this background and take my brush, my eraser rather. Then I will clean this part of the flyer. I will clean it like this, something like this. So I will clean it to an extent like this. Then I'll go to my selection. Then I will just rotate this image like this in a clockwise direction. So I will get something like this. So this is actually what I just want to create. So I will just select this image here and go to filter and go to my blur and go to my Gaussian blur. So I just want to blur it to a radius of 8.8, something like this. Then I will just click on OK, something like this. So after I'm done with this, we will import another resource. So I'll go to place link. This time I'm going to place a link like this. I make sure that this goes to the top of the flyer. Then I will just go to my blending option and change it to a hard light, something like this. So this is what actually I just want to create. So after I'm done with this, I just will reduce the opacity to 49, something like this. Then I will select it, take my brush, and then as usual I'll clean the sharp part of this image so that it will just blend perfectly with the background. So now this is what we are having now with our background. So after I'm done with this, I can go on and add some little curves to the background so that we will have a very nice and beautiful flyer. So I will just select this image here, this background here. I will just select this background here and go to my panel here and go to my curves. Then I will just create a little curve like this so that we will get some effect like this, very nice and beautiful. So after I'm done with this, we will start importing our minister. So first of all, I'll go to my file and go to my place link. So I will bring this minister first, the host of the program, and I will just resize it to how I just want it to be, something like this. It's cool and beautiful. So I will just take my eraser and I will start cleaning. So I can reduce the eraser to an extent like this. So let's take something like 259. So I will just start to clean and do something like this with my background, something like this, very nice and very beautiful. So after I'm done with this, I will just go to my file again and place another link. So this time I'm going to place this minister here. So I'm going to bring this minister and I'll take my brush and do similar thing to this minister, very nice and beautiful. But this time I'll make sure that this minister just come just under the host minister, something like this, so that we will have a very perfect match here. So I can just reduce this minister a little bit so that we will just have something like this, very nice and beautiful. So I'll continue to clean the down part of this minister and we'll get something like this. So after I'm done with this, I'll just continue on and place this minister also inside. So I'll reduce this minister too and I will bring it under the minister that I just placed inside. Then I will do some cleaning. So I will just select the image and do some cleaning with it. Something like this is cool and beautiful. So this is what actually I just want to create so that we have a very nice and a very beautiful flyer. So I'll just go on and import the last minister. So I will import this minister to here. Then I will just reduce it a little bit like this. So I will also bring this minister down of all the ministers. So I will just have something like this. Then I will reduce the image. I will just resize the image like this so that I'll get something like this. Then I'll do some cleaning just under this minister. So I will just clean the sharp part of the minister so that we will have something like this, very nice and beautiful. So I can go on and make sure that everything is well arranged on the flyer. Everything is well arranged on the flyer. So I can go on and straighten the flyer so that it will become so nice and very beautiful. So now this is how the flyer is looking, very awesome and very nice. So after I'm done with this, I will just quickly go on and place my another link. So this time I just want to place this effect inside the flyer. I just want to place this effect. So I just made this effect and I just want to use it as the main theme of the program. So prayer revival, something like this. So this is what actually I just want to create, very nice and beautiful. So I'll make sure that it is just on the right place and the right alignment. So this is what we are having now, very cool and beautiful. So now after we are done with this, I just want to go to my shape box and pick my rectangular shape box, and then I will draw a line like this, something like this. Then I'll make sure that the color of it is yellow. I'll pick a yellow color for it. Then I will just turn it like this so that it will just go just under the reviver, very nice and very beautiful. So after I'm done with this, I can go on and also create some box here. So I will just create a box like this here. Then I make sure that this box is black, or I can pick a color like this. So I can pick a color like this, and I'll just apply it on the background. So I can go on and just turn this box a little bit so that it will just be like the box I just turned it. So I can go on and do some adjustment with this box. So I will hold on Control, then I will just adjust the box so that it will fit perfectly on the long rectangle. So this is what I am having now. So now it has left for us to add some text to it. So first of all, I'll pick my text tool and I will just go on and create my text box. So I just want to type something like team, something like this. Then I will just select it and I'll resize it to an extent like this. Then I will just place it on top of the flyer. So I will just twist it like this so that it will just be in alignment with the box, very nice and beautiful. So I'll just go on and create another box like this. Then I'll type encounter with God, something like this, very powerful and very beautiful. Then I will just make sure that the color of it is something more black or very dark blue color, something like this. Then I'll just resize it and place it on top of this thing. So this is actually what we are going to have for this, very nice and beautiful. So I can go on and resize it a little bit like this so that it will just look amazing just under it. So now we have seen that we have had an excess of our box here. I will go to my selection box and pick a rectangular selection tool here. Then I will just create my selection here, something like this. Then I'll go on and select my rectangle. I'll make sure that the rectangle is selected like this. Then I just go and pick my eraser. Then I will do some cleaning like this so that I'll just cut short of the rectangle. So after that, I just hit on Ctrl+D to deselect my rectangle. So I will just have something like this. So I can go on and select my rectangle, hold on Shift and select my encounter so that I will just place it well just under the prayer revival. So I can just decrease it a little bit like this and it will be just under the prayer revival. So actually this is what I just want to create, very nice and very beautiful. So after I'm done with this, I just want to type the date of the program and the location of the program. So I'll just pick my tool, test tool, and create a box just under the prayer revival. Then I'll start typing. So I just want to type something like third. Let me select it and give it a white color so that we will see what I'm actually doing. So I will just type 3rd to 5th May 2023, something like that. So I will select it and I will make sure that the text is medium, something like this, and I'll make sure that it is just under the theme of the program, something like this. I'll resize it to an extent like this so that you have a very powerful flyer. So after I'm done with this, I'll go on and also do some typings to add to the date. So I just want to type the location of the program. So I will type something like World Temple Church. That's where the program is going to take place. So I will just resize it to an extent like this. Then I will just place it just under the dates, something like this, very beautiful and nice. So after I'm done with this, I will just continue and I will select the church, Ctrl+J, and duplicate the church, and I will select it and type something like Abisim Sunyane. So this is what I just wanted to add to the text that I have just placed, something like this, very nice and beautiful. So it has left with one thing, so I will just select the Abisim once again, Ctrl+J. I will duplicate it and bring it just down of the Abisim Sunyane, and this time I just want to type something like at exactly 7 p.m., something like this. So I will just expand it a little bit higher so that it will become just bold like this. So this is what I just want to create here. So this is what we are having now, very nice and very attractive. So I can go on and pick my shape box here, the rectangle. Then I will just draw a rectangle at the bottom of the flyer. I make sure that the color of it is something like white, something like this, very nice and beautiful. Then I'll just push it just under it so that we just have a very wonderful flyer. So I will still go on and pick the rectangular box again. This time I will draw a box like this just at the side of the information. Then I will select the box, right click it, and go to my blending options. So I'll go to gradient and give a gradient to it. So I can pick a gradient like this. Then I'll pick my other gradient color also like this, so that we have some dynamisms in the colors. So this is what I just want to create. So after I'm done with this, I just want to write on the box something like Wednesday. So I just want it to be in capital Wednesday, then Friday, something like this. Then I'll select it. I'll make sure that they are quite black, very bold. Then I'll just make sure that they are very dark blue color, something like this. Then I'll just bring it inside the box. So let me reduce the size a little bit so that we have something like this. So this is what we have we have now, very nice and beautiful. So I just go on and pick my rectangular box and create something like this, a very small box like this. Then I'll make sure that it is also a dark blue color. I just drag it in between the Wednesday and the Friday to get an effect like this. So now this is actually how the flyer is looking like, very awesome and very beautiful. So now it has left with other things, the name of the church and the logo of the church. So let's go on and import some resources. So I just go on and import the logo of the church. So I will just resize it to an extent like this, and I will just place it on top of the flyer. Something like this is very cool and very nice. So this is what we are having now. So after I'm done with this, I'll just go on and take my test 2 and type the name of the church. So I will type something like Temple. I will type something like Word Temple Ministry, something like this, International. Then I will select it. I will just make sure that it is just a medium font. Then I will go on and resize it to an extent like this, and I will just place it at the side like this. So now this is what we are having now, very nice and very, very beautiful. So I can go on and do some a quick arrangement so that everything will be nice on the flyer. So after I'm done with this, I will just go on and add some text to it. So I just want to add a text like presence to it, so that we will have a very nice and beautiful flyer. So I will select the present and go to my text panel here. I make sure that the spaces is 200. I just want it to be so wide, so I can just give some spaces to it again, so that we will have a very wide text. Then I make sure that it is selected, or I give it a regular font, something like this. Then I'll just resize it to an extent like this and just place it just under the World Temple Ministry International. So we will have something like this, very nice and very, very attractive. So after we are done with this, I just want us to add the names of the ministers, so that we'll have a very complete flyer. So first of all, I just go and pick my text 2, and we will start the names of the ministers. So I just want to type something like Apostle Ampakwani Chum. So I will select it and make sure that the text is closed. So I'll close the spaces in between the text to about -25, or I can still go forward and give it -50, something like this. I'll make sure that it is a very bold font, since I am going to reduce the font. So I'll just reduce the font like this to a size like this, so I can go on and arrange it well, something like this, very cool. So let's make it something like this, and I will just place it just on top of the man of God. So I can reduce the spaces in between the text to about 5. I think this is very cool and very awesome. So I will just hold on Ctrl+J and duplicate this text and place the other one here. like this. Then I'll go on and type the name of this test too. So I'll just want to type something like Reverend Appear Eben, something like this, very nice and beautiful. So I will just go on Ctrl+J and bring the duplicate one here, and I will type something like Prophet Lawrence, something like this. Then I will do the same thing here, Ctrl+J, and bring the text here. This time I just want to type something like Minister Barnaby. So this is what I actually want to create on the flyer. Very nice and very beautiful. So now we are almost done with the flyer, so we can do some little adjustment on the flyer so that everything will look so perfect and so beautiful on the flyer. So I can just pull this a little bit downwards. I can pull it a little bit downwards so as this ministers, something like this, something like this, very cool and very beautiful. And then I'll start to pull the names down a little bit downwards. Make sure that they are just in alignment, so I can just bring a ruler here so that I will know that they are just in alignment. So I will just pull the names down here. I will select the Lawrence too and pull it down like this. Then I will select the last name and pull it down like this. So now this is what we are having. Very beautiful and very awesome and very standard church flyer. So this is the end of the flyer. I have left all the resources in the description below. You can go on and pick the resources and you can try to create something like this, or you can create something similar to this. And if you want to learn how I created the text effect, I will just make a video concerning it, so that I will just give a personal tutorial on how to create text effects like what I have just brought in the flyer, like prayer revival, how it is looking. I will just make a tutorial on it and we will know how we go about it in the flyer. So this is the end of the flyer. I just want to thank you for your partnership. God bless you, and we'll meet the same time again. Bye bye.